So we're just about ready to begin. I'm waiting for, okay. All right. So let's begin this meditation practice for today, and we'll be paying attention, mindful attention, to the experience of breathing and the body, and the awareness of breath and body. Just a few words about the purpose or the importance of doing so. First, being more well. Of course, in general, the practice is to help us be more in contact with the present moment experience. And again, for today, we'll be using the breath and the body, which are probably some of the most readily available and accessible experiences that we can think of, or that we can have. I just said think, and then we need think, obviously, that thoughts are also an immediate experience that we can tap into. But there's something really particularly, in a sense, to use a very common word, special about the awareness of body and breath, and that is that it brings us in direct connection to our aliveness in the moment, to our connection to life itself. Of course, the breath, as characterized and as probably the most clear, the most clear link to life itself. And then the body, through which we experience so much of who we are. And unfortunately, both breath and body, most of the times, are experienced somewhat from a removed point of view. They're not necessarily like something that we experience directly. So with this practice, we'll be focusing on increasing both the general sense of awareness as well as creating a deeper connection, a more mindful connection with breath and body, to really appreciate what is consistently happening beyond our regular activities of our daily life. In other words, a lot of what happens with breath and body becomes really unconscious. We don't even think too much about it unless maybe we're experiencing some pain or discomfort. So this is a good way to also get in touch again with excuse me, the vitality that happens moment to moment within our body and within each breath. An additional benefit is that it helps us ground us more into physical sensation, the direct experience of physical sensation as they happen moment to moment, versus our general tendency to move into the thinking realm of our experience. So moving a little bit more from cognitive experiences, thinking and so on, into awareness of the body, grounded into the experiences that are happening consistently within our body. So it's a shift also in perspective, because it sort of diminishes the tendency to be so caught up in our thoughts and brings us into that connection with the body and the moment. So we are going to focus not on thinking about the breath of the body, but really experiencing the breath of the body as it unfolds moment to moment. And then we can talk about our experiences after the practice. So without further ado, let's go ahead and move along. And finding a comfortable seat, resting comfortably, making sure that as we begin with the body, you may want to mute the microphone if that is possible, by the way, so that we have less background noise. Okay, thank you for doing that. So again, finding a comfortable position, and that already brings us into awareness of the body. Just noticing, where are you sitting? How are you sitting? And taking both a comfortable seat as well as a stable seat, one that is going to support this practice for the time that we have. And also taking on a posture, a position with the body that is reflective of our intention to pay attention, to be mindful, to be present, to be here. So notice how you're sitting, notice the position you're taking. Is that reflective of wanting to be present or not? And adjust accordingly. And as we move along into a comfortable position with the body, our eyes closed if that is comfortable, otherwise just lowering your gaze so that there is less visual distraction, and beginning to really pay closer and closer attention to our breath without needing to change the breath in any way, just simply becoming more and more fully aware of this experience of breathing that we're having right now. This can be done by paying attention and noticing the sensations of the breath as it enters the body through the nostrils. And of course, as it exits the body through the nostrils. You can follow the breath in a sense, noticing as it enters the nostrils. See if you can follow the sensation of the breath in the nostrils. Some of us can feel it in the back of the throat. And just really noticing the entrance of breath into the body. And of course, with that comes the expansion of the body with each in-breath, the retraction of the body with each out-breath. And that's how we become also aware, of course, of the body sensation. So we begin to connect breath and body as one. And allow yourselves to really fall into this experience of breathing. Not the thoughts about it, not other perception, just the direct connection and just what's happening right now with the breath. Coming in, going out, a little pause in between breaths, and then the next breath cycle. And noticing how the body responds to each breath. Noticing the intimate relationship between breath and body, body and breath. And again, we're doing all this without changing the breath at all, and just allowing our body wisdom, intelligence to breathe in and breathe out as it normally does. We're just adding our capacity to be present, mindful, aware, so that we can notice with more clarity, more precision, more openness, and staying grounded right here in this moment, in this ever-changing moment. And noticing the subtleties within each breath, and the sensations in the body. And if you haven't already, notice what it's like if you relax your abdominal muscles. And what usually happens is that we begin to experience the breath descending lower in the lower part of the torso down into the belly. And a more deep and relaxed breath is a breath that uh, moves all the way down into the belly. So we experience the belly expanding with each in-breath and retracting with each out-breath. And this can be a very supportive experience for relaxation, especially if we are experiencing a lot of stress, anxiety. The relaxation of the body, the softness or the softening of the body, and that allows the breath to move very smoothly. A relaxed belly, so the breath can come in and go out very smoothly. And that sensations of the belly rising with the in-breath and falling into itself with the out-breath, it's actually very soothing. It sends a signal to our body and nervous system that things are just well right now, and that is relaxation and quiet. And this is why one of the many applications of mindful breathing and mindfulness of the body is very helpful, again, for states of tension, stress, and anxiety, and to help reduce it, to help cope with it. And so as you continue, just soften up the body, relax any tension, release any tension that is not necessary to hold right now, around the neck, the shoulders, arms, face. And with each breath, relax and release that tension. And just like I invite you to release tension around the belly and softening up. And allowing this movement of breath to continue on. And our attention resting on each breath and the sensations that arise from it, come out of it, are part of it. And again, also a kind reminder that whenever we notice the mind wandering off to something else that is not the breath or the body, we kindly and patiently, non-judgmentally, bring our attention back, starting with this moment, with this breath, with this sensation. And continuing on, giving ourselves full permission to just do this right now. Just rest in quiet awareness of breath and body. It's nice to give ourselves nothing else to do but a few minutes every day, but to just be sitting quietly like we're doing right now. Observe, in this case, observing the breath, the body, connecting with the breath and the body, being in the moment with the breath and the body, and noticing the changes that happen moment to moment, the sensations that come and go, while we remain present, stable in our awareness. And so we are aware of all the changes that are taking place, such as the changes that happen with each breath, and sensations that keep changing in the body, while our awareness doesn't change with them, with these experiences. Our awareness remains right here, ever present. So we notice, we notice the coming and going. The in and out. The movement of the body. And once we quiet down, we can catch even the more subtle movements, sensations. All the different parts, so to speak, that create what we call a breath. Begin to see that the breath is not one thing. And the breath is the title, the name that we give to this amazing experience that has so many subtle points, parts to it. You can notice it is not just one thing, the breath. It's a process, it's a unfolding, changing of experiences. Even just these two more noticeable parts, the in-breath and the out-breath, they are more complex once we start looking into it. They're not completely separate, they're interconnected. And within a cycle, within a breath cycle, there is more than just an in-breath and an out-breath. You may be able to notice that after each out-breath, there is a pause, a very natural pause, however long that may be for you. And so at least now we discover there are at least three parts to it: an in-breath, an out-breath, and a pause between the out-breath and the new or the next in-breath. Notice the transition between the in-breath and the out-breath. It's not a sharp cut-off or switch. It's a smooth transition. Notice if you can be aware of the duration, more or less, of the in-breath and the out-breath. Notice how effortless it is to just breathe in and breathe out. We don't have to do anything. Our body, in its wisdom and intelligence, does that really naturally. It knows when it's time to take a breath in, when it's time to let the breath out, and then take the next breath. And all of this is direct experience, no thinking about it. And we know all this because of our awareness and because of our physical sensations that tell us what is happening. You notice the body breathing. And you can see how, again, intimately interconnected the breath and the body are. They're not two separate things. No breath, no body. No body, no breath. And so we'll continue on for a little bit longer, noticing moment to moment the change that happens with each breath, with each out breath. These subtle movements and sensations, and hopefully also some experience of relaxation and release. Quieter mind usually allows for a quieter state of relaxation. Breathing in, we are aware that we are breathing in. Breathing out, we are aware that we're breathing out. It's so nice to not ask anything else of ourselves for a few minutes every day. We got to just be quietly sitting with ourselves in connection with our body, our breath, but most importantly, in connection to this moment. Openly, with attention on experience, not so much on our thoughts. I experience being in connection with the direct experience that we get from our senses. And giving ourselves the opportunity to cultivate this wonderful quality that we have innately in our awareness, in our mindfulness. And work on for just a few more moments, taking full advantage of this opportunity that we have to practice together. You feel a sense of connection, especially a connection with this moment, with our life as it unfolds moment to moment. doing so in a quiet state of awareness. It's a great opportunity. And soon you will hear the sound of a bell. And just a reminder to bring this practice to the closure for now, with the encouragement to continue to be aware throughout the day about our body, our breath, aware of our sensations, aware of what is happening moment to moment, and to continue to stay connected to life and be more aware of what is really taking place, so that perhaps we can live our life in a little bit more ease and harmony. So a few more breaths, full awareness. Feel free to open your eyes again, begin moving your body gently and slowly, noticing your transition into reconnecting in the space around you. No hurry, no rush, just appreciate this opportunity to also notice how we can move more smoothly, the transition more smoothly from one thing to another throughout our day. And I'll leave you again with my heartfelt wishes for your life to continue to expand and experience a greater sense of harmony and ease and peace. Thank you again for this practice today, and be well. We'll see you next time.